At last is the championship final. Your team is up 1-0. You're on your feet, heart pounding. Suddenly your phone buzzes. Odds on the next goal are 5-1. Bet right now. One quick look at the camera, Face ID kicks in. Just like that, your $50 is in the system. It took less than 2 seconds. Honestly, it happened faster than your brain could even think. Wait, is this a good idea? Since a big US Supreme Court ruling in 2018, gambling is no longer a place you need to travel to. It's become an invisible digital layer hanging over your everyday life. And here is the wake-up call. Why did that notification pop up exactly when you were feeling so hyped? See, the algorithm isn't just watching the game with you, it's looking for a way into your head. Go right ahead, try to guess how much US legal casinos pulled in last year. A billion? Maybe 5 billion? How about 20? Nope. Not even close. The real number is a staggering 66.5 billion. That's an astonishing historical record. Back in the day, if you wanted to put real money down, you'd have to take time off work and fly to Vegas. You can do it while waiting in line for a latte. The entire gambling world is now just an icon on your phone. The secret sauce here is removing friction. Inside the app, your hard-earned money becomes abstract numbers or points. Your brain stops seeing it as a resource that you spend a whole month working for. Now it's just game points. Then they added micro betting. Now you're not just betting on who wins the game anymore. You're betting on every single moment in the game. Every swing in a tennis match, every pitch in a baseball game. In one single game you're making hundreds of tiny bets. Yet you have no clue how much you're actually losing. And the weirdest part, we actually believe that our sport knowledge is going to help us beat this mathematical trap at its own game. That's the massive illusion that fuels this entire industry. Let's break it down step by step. Let's be real for a second. You probably think you know which players are in the best shape, who's got an injury, and even what's the weather like at the stadium. You feel like an expert, right? Well, surveys show that around 70% of bettors actually believe their knowledge gives them the edge over the house. In psychology, this is called the illusion of control. But here's the cold, hard math. In the long run, if you just want to break even, you need to be right a little over half the time, around 52% of your bets. Most pro analysts, they barely hit those numbers. And that's all because of the margin, or what they call the VIG. Here is how the VIG looks in real life. It's like flipping a coin with a friend. If you win, you get 90 cents. But if he wins, you owe him a full $1. You're not playing against the athletes, you're playing against your own blind spots. Michael Dixon from the University of Waterloo studied this, and he calls it losses disguised as wins. It's like when you bet $10 and win $2 back, the app literally throws a digital party, even with fireworks on your screen. Your brain registers, yay, I won, even though you're in fact $8 poorer. Luke Clark, a scientist at Cambridge, found something even crazier. When your team comes within inches of scoring, your brain fires almost exactly as it would if the team had actually scored. It's called the near-miss effect. It doesn't make you more careful, no, it makes you think, my strategy was right. It was just bad luck that time. And while you're stuck in that mindset, as you're scrolling social media for insider tips, the bookies' algorithms are crunching millions of transactions every second. They know exactly what your risk tolerance is and the precise moment you're about to close the app. But how is it even possible that this colossal money-sucking machine became legal, ending up in everyone's pocket? It's simple. They just gave it another name. Not gambling, but a game of skill. Let's go back 10 years. When placing a bet, you had to call a guy in a basement somewhere or fly to Nevada. Until 2018, sports and money lived in entirely different worlds within the US. It was all thanks to a law from 1992 called PASPA, the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act. It essentially banned states from legalizing betting, making Vegas one of the only legal gambling islands in the country. But the industry found a backdoor through daily fantasy sports. Companies like DraftKings convinced the courts there weren't a casino, there were a talent tournament for fans. They used a loophole in a 2006 law, the Unlawful Internet Gambling Enforcement Act. There was a tiny footnote saying fantasy sports is a game of skill because you're choosing the athletes yourself. The logic was pretty slick. If you're analyzing data and picking a lineup for the night, your success is because of your brain, not just some random spin of a wheel. This legal gymnastic let them advertise all over TV. They attracted millions of users, while the old school bookies were still still hiding in the shadows. The final blow came in 2018, when the Supreme Court threw out the old PASPA ban and told every state they could open the doors to gambling. That was the great kick-off that set off the domino effect. New York held out for a while, but folded once they saw all the potential tax billions their neighbors were enjoying. Legalization turned betting from something shady into just another run-of-the-mill app on your phone. Now it's as socially acceptable as ordering pizza through an app. By the way, behind those bright buttons is tech. Tech that's way smarter than any old-school slot machine. It knows your weaknesses better than you do. Understanding these tricks isn't about betting, it's about surviving in a world where thousands of engineers are literally paid to keep you hooked. I call this the game of life, and I'm writing my own manual for it in my newsletter, The Blueprint. If you want to see through these traps, not just in gambling but in big business too, check out the link. Right after you sign up, I'll send you my dictionary of modern scams, which breaks down 50 psychological tricks corporations use to control your wallet. Grab the manual and protect your focus. Now, let's get to the most fascinating part of this gambling saga. Let's clear one thing up that confuses a lot of people. We like to think there is a clear border. Over here is serious sports and analysis, and over there are the flashy casino buttons and slots. Well, that separation is gone. If you open FanDuel or DraftKings, the casino tab is right there next to the sports button. For the owners of the platform, it's all the same business. They don't care if you're betting on the NBA Finals or spinning a virtual slot. Your money is in one digital wallet, and the system's job is to make sure that your money never leaves the app. At the center of it all is something Michael Easter calls the scarcity loop. It's a three-part loop that makes our brain repeat an action over and over in the hopes of a reward. Part 1. Unpredictability. If you knew you'd win, you'd be bored. Your brain needs the conflict, it needs the maybe. That moment of apprehension is when your dopamine peaks, not when you win, but a second before. Part 2. Speed. In 2024, the industry shifted to micro-betting. You don't have to wait 3 hours for a game to end anymore. You bet on whether the next goal goes in, or whether the next card in digital poker comes up hearts, clubs, spades, or diamonds. The entire cycle takes seconds. Your logical brain just doesn't have time to load and tell you to slow down. Part 3. Removing friction. Remember going to a bank, lines, signatures, physical cash? Now you have Face ID. 2 clicks on your iPhone and the money is gone. It doesn't even feel like spending. It feels like using gold coins in a video game. Psychologists call this removal from value. The less a transaction feels like handing over cash, the easier it is to let it go. Then there is the sneakiest trap, the cash out feature. They offer to let you take some of your money back in the middle of a match. It looks like they're doing you a massive favor. Hey, take $80 now while your team is still ahead. But it's pure math for the house. They're offering you an amount that is always lower than the actual mathematical odds. You got it. They're literally buying your risk from you at a huge discount. For them, it's guaranteed profit. For you, it's a fake sense of control. And guess what? That money goes straight back into your account, ready for the next quick bet. Nowhere near your bank account. They also have bet builders or sim game parlays. They want you to stack bets. These guys, of course, there are 5 corners and 1 yellow card. The odds look enormous, like 20-1 or 50-1. You think, I know this game, I can feel it. But the likelihood of everything happening all at once drops off a cliff. The casino's edge jumps from a normal 5% to 20 or 30. You're basically buying a lottery ticket wrapped in sports analysis. Researcher Natasha Doe-Schul calls this the machine zone. It's a trance where you forget about time, food, and money. In a digital casino, they get you there with rhythm. Lights, the sounds, the speed, all are tuned to keep you in that flow. Even if you are losing, the rhythm can't stop. The app will toss you a free bet or a deposit bonus the second it sees your pace slowing down. Behind the scenes, AI is watching. It assigns every player an LTV, lifetime value score. It's a prediction of exactly how much cash they can squeeze out of you over your entire life. If the algorithm sees you are a whale, a big spender, it'll hook you up with a digital VIP host. In the old Vegas, that was a person bringing you free whiskey. Today, it's an automated system, sending you personalized push notifications and tickets to games. The goal is so simple. You should never feel like a loser. You're a very important customer who just had a bit of bad luck today. You're playing against data centers that adjust odds in real time based on millions of people. Every single move, how long you looked at the screen, Which bet you ignored fuels the algorithm. There is no luck here. It's an architecture of choice, where every path leads you to click on that button one more time. But why is this all allowed to happen so openly? Why isn't government doing anything about phones turning into portable slot machines? The answer is hidden in the tax reports. In New York, the tax on mobile betting revenue is exactly 51% of gross gaming revenue. Half of every dollar lost goes straight to the state budget. The government isn't the referee anymore, they're the business partner. It's a closed loop, a perfect little trap. Officials built schools and roads using money that citizens took out of their family budgets. In a system like that, curing gambling addiction literally means losing tax revenue. You have to realize you aren't fighting luck. You're up against pure math. You have a limited amount of money and time. The algorithm has infinite computing power and a guaranteed margin. And they're already planning the next step, putting betting into virtual reality and the metaverse. Gambling wants to become the very fabric of our reality. Next time your thumb reaches for that bet button, just pause for 2 seconds and ask yourself, am I actually playing a game or this algorithm playing?